Hi there YouTube, I'm coming to you today to bring you a review of another controller that I found laying about, another unusual one for the Super Nintendo. This is the Capcom Soldier Pad, or Capcom Pad Soldier, if you can read the, get into focus, if you can read the writing on the front there. Specifically this one I think was designed for fighting games. It's obviously you can see it's a little bit different to a regular controller. It's got all the same buttons you'd find on a regular Super Nintendo controller. The D-pad, the start and select up top, they're nice little rubber yellow buttons, and the 6 buttons on here, you can see them labelled there, Y, X, L, B, A, R, with the L and R buttons in grey rather than blue. The buttons themselves feel much like a Super Nintendo controller. They're a little bit bigger. But they're like the European version where all the buttons are convex. The D-pad, it sits a little bit higher than it would on a regular Super Nintendo, but that's me being a little bit picky. I don't think you'd really notice. It doesn't feel mushy at all. It's really quite responsive. There is no little piece of rounded plastic on the bottom of it, meaning that for those of you who are familiar with the Super Nintendo controller, you'll find that when it doesn't have that, like a lot of controllers don't, when you push down right in the middle, the whole D-pad can go down, effectively pressing every button at once. Although I didn't find this a problem at all when using it. It was very responsive and it performed really, really well. The cord is probably about 1.5 meters long, which is not too bad considering. You do find yourself sitting pretty close to the television. The grip, my hands just fell into place. I thought it might be a bit of a drama because you can kind of notice that the buttons are on a bit of an angle to the D-pad. I thought that would be a bit of a drama when playing, but it's not. You adapt to that really, really quickly. The only downside I can see is that your thumb seems to have to jump around a lot when you're using it. It's got that 6-button layout like the Genesis, and like the Genesis, rather than the regular Super Nintendo that just uses these 4 here, where you can just kind of roll your thumb around. You've kind of got to jump your thumb around for the L and R buttons. But some people might prefer that method, and so this may be the Super Nintendo controller for you. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.